Royale made a huge announcement. This wasn't like the ones that came before it, and while memes, jokes, and the like were made, this time it was huge. On Sunday, August the 27th, AEW will host All In London at Wembley Stadium, the first show of its kind in over 30 years. Today, I am joined by Big Tasty Ben Jackson to fantasy book the card for what could be the biggest attended wrestling show on UK soil. Ben, how are you, mate?
Hi, man. I'm good. I'm good. Yeah, I'm feeling the pressure a little bit, because I'm like the AEW guy around here.
Good.
So I feel like I've really got to pull it out
Me,
there.
me and you have like probably the most pressure for this, I think.
Yeah, because we're like the guys who talk about AEW all the time. So yeah, man, booking wrestling's really hard.
It is, isn't it? Like, so ju- just before we get into it, I'll just run everyone who's joining us through the parameters. So you have between 10 and 13 matches, including your pre-show. Um, you can only have 7 wrestlers enter through the forbidden door. So, in other words, wrestlers who appear more predominantly for another company, i.e., New Japan, Impact, AAA, etc. Um, if you've got a battle royal, that you can have an additional 2 picks for Forbidden Door and Indie as well. Also, tag teams count as 2 picks, like one for each member of the team, which just to make it a little bit more difficult.
It's all right. I'm
Um,
not Troy. I understand that. It's fine.
um, you also have a maximum of 3 gimmick matches. So anything that's not one fall to a finish, i.e., tables matches, ladder matches, etc., multi-band matches don't count as a gimmick. And finally, you can also add, if you desire, a Tony Khan announcement slash surprise.
Oh, we got one of them. Don't you worry. Don't you
Oh,
worry
I
about
thought I thought you might. Um,
that.
so first of all, what's on your pre-show? How
I
many
don't have
matches?
I don't have any matches on my pre-show.
Oh,
I just have, I don't know, Excalibur running down the card. We're gonna play videos. We're gonna have like
can,
little vignettes. We're gonna have Pac taking the Lucha Bros out in Newcastle. We're gonna have Penta just with a bottle of Nuki Brown just running around murdering people in Gallagher.
Cena
Um,
taking a Palmo and a Greg's.
just having horrible stomach pain afterwards. We're gonna
Um,
have MJF,
but,
like clips of MJF on like GMTV, like just fucking baffling
oh,
everybody.
I can't wait for that. I genuinely can't wait for MJF to do like press appearances over here,
And
and they're
then
not going to have a clue what
but
to do.
we're gonna do it like the FA Cup. So we're gonna have like fans coming in, like talking, interviewing fans as they make their way in, and sort of like really make it feel like a big day as opposed to just like
Like WWE used to do when they did their UK shows.
yeah, exactly. So this is like they're gonna be some rabid fans there. So let's
And,
capture that as much as possible, and
and
then
we're
we'll
going to
just
have that little girl who said the British Bulldog's got to win or else.
we'll find it. We'll drag
All,
her out.
all
Yeah.
grown up.
So yeah, so no matches on the pre-show, just build up,
Okay.
just analysis. We'll have I don't
RJ
know,
doing
yes,
things.
we'll have Jack Whitehall on the panel to talk about wrestling because he likes wrestling.
He does. He does. He's been bigging up this show as well, to be fair.
Exactly. So we're not the show that
So,
we're recording now. I mean, like the show all in.
yeah, all in. So with that said, no pre-show. Well, no matches on the pre-show. How many matches is your card?
Oh, I've got 30, mate. No
You've
one's
gone
making the train home.
13. Woo!
We're all
Okay.
getting taxis. We're all getting taxis after this one.
Well, in that case,
I've got,
what's your opening
I've
match?
got a deal going with the Hackney company. They cut me a fat check to keep
Uh,
everyone here past 11 o'clock.
Top rope taxis at, at All In is what you're saying. So, what's opening the show then?
Opening the show is going to be a TNT Championship Open Challenge.
Oh, who will be accepting said challenge?
Well, so it's still going to be Powerhouse Hobbs, the champion,
Yeah.
and it's going to be answered by Rampage Brown.
Oh, fucking hell. That is an absolute shout and a half, that. I feel like there's going to be a trend with your card.
So just before we get into the rest of the card, just a little caveat, so people can set their expectations. I am very aware that this show takes place a few weeks after Forbidden Door and 1 week before All Out. So I have booked it,
Is it is it all out still happening?
yes, in Chicago.
Oh fucking hell.
So I have booked it accordingly so that it will fit around those shows.
I didn't even think of that. I didn't
So
realize what was still happening.
so
Forbidden
yeah,
Doors 6 weeks before, isn't it?
yeah. So I've gone quite. I expect one. error I think some people might make is they might go a little heavy on New Japan talent.
Mm.
So I'm trying to not do that. And you're going to see that hopefully in the match to book on the show. So yeah, first match out, Powerhouse Hobbs, Rampage Brown. They're just going to beat the piss out of each other for our entertainment. Obviously, Hobbs is going to win. Rampage is in that part of his career now where he just has banger matches but then gets pinned. So that's going to carry on here. But imagine the pop when fucking Rampage comes out at Wembley, mate. Oh Jesus.
Yeah. Hatebreed starts playing.
I saw you like
Everyone
fucking.
disappear.
I saw you like
Losing my mind at the crazy.
The fucking crazy house.
Yeah.
so yeah. Right, so that's the first match. Next, we're going into the third match. It's the Battle Royal.
Yeah.
It is the All Atlantic Battle Royal in that it features teams from both sides of the Atlantic.
Okay.
Not to be confused with the Atlantic Championship.
It's a tag team Battle Royal.
It's a tag team Battle Royal, yeah.
Okay.
So we've got the teams are Josh Woods and Tony Nese, the varsity athletes. Boisterous Behavior, Leon Slater and Malik DeReese. Because I just want DeReese to do his entrance at Wembley as well.
Yeah.
We've got the Dark Order being John Silver and Alex Reynolds.
Yeah.
We've got Aussie Open.
Of course.
We've got BCC, Swiss and Utah.
Nice.
We've got Best Friends, Chuck and Trent. We've got Dark Order, Uno and Stu. We've got 2.0. We've got Le Sex Gods. We've got the Acclaimed, again, just for the entrance. And we've got the Butcher and the Blade.
Will there be an Acclaimed, a man like the Reese rap battle in the match?
I would almost insist on it, yes.
Okay, that's good. So I
will pay Max Caster extra to come out dressed as Prince Andrew.
Imagine. So is that all the teams?
That's all the teams, yeah. And it's going to be like a proper battle royal, not this like fucking casino nonsense. It's going to be like every 3 minutes we're going to have a new one in.
Okay. And who you got winning? What did they get if they win? I take it as a tag title shot or just pride?
Hey, why not? Yeah, give them a tag title shot. I mean, they get like a pie dinner as well.
And who wins that then?
We've got Aussie Open picking up the win.
Ooh, okay.
Riding their momentum. I think they're going to have a big year going on from I mean, this is going out far enough away. Going on from the New Japan tag title wins. I mean, it's been. I can say that now. It was like last week, and this is not going out for another week or so. So it's not a spoiler. But yeah, I think Aussie Open having a big year, and we're going to ride those coattails.
Okay, very nice. That sounds like a very fun match indeed. What we got next?
Next up, I would put the Guns in there as long as it's again, but I can't guarantee that, so I'm not taking the chance.
Yeah, that's fair.
Next up, we've got TBS Championship Match. Jade Cargill taking on Lizzie Evo, because you got to book something for yourself, haven't you?
Yeah, that's pretty. I'd lose my shit if Lizzie Evo came out in a Wembley. To be fair,
imagine the promos. Imagine Lizzie just going, Garrison just not know what the fuck she's talking about.
I don't think Jade would know how to react.
No, I'm there for the match. I think the match would be solid. Obviously Jade would win with it wouldn't be a long one. It'd be like 5-6 minutes maybe. To keep Jade looking strong, but Lizzie would get some stick shit and she'd like scream some scout shit at her, and yeah, everyone would have a good time. It'd just be real nice. Yeah.
Love to see it. Okay, what's next then?
Next up, now I really struggled with where to put Pac on this card.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know quite what his position in the company is going to be. So I've just gone for sort of the safe option, and I've just thrown Death Triangle in a trios match with House of Black titles.
Makes sense. Safe and easy.
You don't need any real build on that. And, it's just going to fucking bang. It's a chance for Pac to have a big entrance. One, we get to see the House of Black entrance at Wembley. Imagine Wembley going pitch black. And,
yeah.
That'd be fucking cool. Then you get to see Pac come up for his home country entrance. I think that'd pop. And the Lucha Bros, get Ruckus out there to do some nonsense. That'd be great.
And for a fact, Pac will be in a terrible mood because he's in London.
Yeah, he'd be furious. He'd have paid
so
like £6 the night before, so he'd just be fucking furious.
I had to get a tube all the way to the stadium. He's in a fucking terrible mood.
Yeah, he just do fucking an exorcism of Buddy Murphy. It'd be great. Okay, so, I'm burning through my you might notice I'm burning through my picks here, but it does thin out towards the end, like my Forbidden Door picks. So
yeah,
I've got the House of Black winning that. Obviously, we're not doing the title change there.
Yeah, interesting.
Phoenix will hit the pin, keep Pac strong. Pac can beat up Malachi afterwards and send the crowd home. happy. Maybe we'll have a little break there, let everyone go and stretch their legs. Probably have to have 2 intervals here because it's gonna be a fucking
It
heavy. It's gonna be
is
heavy going.
well, it's going to be a pay per view, isn't it?
Yeah,
So how are they going
but
to do interview?
we'll have like fucking Harry Kane come out and do keep you ups or
I
something for
mean,
like 10 minutes.
it's tradition on a UK show to do a raffle, so
Yeah,
they'll
we'll
definitely
have
have to do that.
we'll have Jack Whitehall and Mr. Blobby doing a raffle.
Yeah, could do like a trainee rumble or something. Just add that in, just to
Yeah, I mean, I'm not having that as a match, by the way. I'm already like this card's already fit to burst. So
So was
uh,
that your fifth match or fourth?
that is one, two, three. That's fourth.
Fourth. What's number
Our
five?
fourth match. Number five is we're having a women's match. Going anything goes. Little street fight. Um,
This is, is this your first gimmick match then?
it's my first gimmick match. Yeah,
Okay.
we're going to throw it back to. We're going to obviously we had Willow, Nightingale, and Ruby Soho won. Now they're going to be on separate teams. So we're going to have Willow, Sky Blue, and Session Moth versus Ruby Soho, Tony Storm, and the newly joined into that faction Athena.
Awesome. I like that a lot.
And that's just going to be big, silly tables. You got to get the tables out, haven't you, for the boys? Um,
Yeah.
so that's just be big tables, chairs, all that nonsense. We know Willow and Ruby can do it. Sky Blue, I really think she's riding the real wave momentum. So I want to see her like in that take that next step up to that to doing these like big time matches. And then I just want to see Tony Storm like put a chair in front of someone's face and then smack him with the hips. I think that'd be great.
Probably Martina.
Probably Martina. And Martina's there as well. And I imagine Martina's entrance at Wembley. That'd be fucking hype.
Oh, the rude, get all the lasers and shit. Be fucking
Yeah.
awesome. Be down
So yeah, I
for
think
that.
that'd just be really good fun. I've got the face going over there. Willow, Sky Blue, and Session Moth.
Yeah, just for a nice bit of a face win to keep everyone happy because it's been quite heel heavy your wins so far.
Uh, yeah, it depends on how you view Aussie Open, but yeah, they're the only like kind of faces who are winning
Yeah,
so
like
far. But
spring time.
don't worry. It's things can only get better. Bit of deep room for you there. Yeah, so Willow's going to get the clean pin on Ruby. Because
Okay.
that ends that sort of draws a line with their personal rivalry. I think if once you have Willow.
I was going to say, do you think they'll carry that on to it all in them?
I mean, all I don't. I'm assuming that they're going to do something with maybe Tony versus like Jamie all in, run that back because that fucking slaps, doesn't it? All out, sorry, that fucking slaps. Next up, then I've booked another. I mean, this is another heel win, but this is something I'm trying to will into existence, and I've checked, and I think it might be possible based on what I've read on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
Is Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly versus
Versus who?
Jay White and Juice Robinson. So I think Kyle
Ooh.
O'Reilly I think Kyle O'Reilly could be back by this point. So
When did Kyle go out? It was not long after Cole, wasn't it?
it's been over a year now.
Yeah. Okay.
So he said Tony Khan said he's hopefully back soon. That was like 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
So
That's good because Kyle O'Reilly being an absolute scumbag in AEW is fantastic.
so we got Future Shock reunite to take on Bullet Club.
Would you have a Bob Fish cameo?
No, Bob Fish is going to be working in the local Weatherspoons.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, we'll
That,
cut to him. We'll cut to him just smashing out like beer and a burger like all night. Like it's
I was gonna say that there is like a big food complex opposite Wembley. He could be
it's
waiting
Curry Club,
tables
mate.
there.
He's gonna be off his feet. He ain't got time to watch the show. He's gonna be he's gonna be fucking knocking out them tikka masalas.
Just sweating, literally.
Yeah, so I'm gonna have Bullet Club win that because I think although it's gonna be Cole, it's gonna be like Calorado's first match back, I think, but I think we're gonna save that big moment for later down the line. For you can't give us everything. We've got to save something for the guys in the US, haven't we? They've got to have something nice.
Yeah,
Plus, I think Jay White and Juice are really gonna need. Well, Juice in particular really needs a big win. So
yeah, yeah, because he's absolutely losing the feud with Ricky Starks.
yeah. Right, next up, a match that I sort of threw together a little bit. Because I booked this entire card and then realized I hadn't booked Moxie in anything.
I mean, at least you got him on.
And if you don't book Moxie on this show, there's going to be a fucking riot because he is one of the biggest stars. I've already thrown Jericho into a battle royal, so I'm doing an international championship match. I'm doing a three-way: Orange Cassidy, Moxley, and Kip Sabian.
That's definitely a fun match.
So the sort of build-up can be like obviously Sabian and Cassidy have got this unfinished business, and Moxley's just spinning off from what Danielson was saying like last week on Dynamite. Moxie's whole shtick now is just going to be going after wrestlers who he doesn't think are on his level, who aren't like real wrestlers, who aren't like proper wrestlers, and
Will
so
there be a screwdriver?
he's going to come and teach these comedy dickheads a lesson, and he's going to win the title. Moxie's going to pick up the
Oh,
winner.
nice. Wow. Okay.
I'm thinking because then Mox can just go and represent this at like GCW, Warrior, Revolver, like all over the US.
Big load of thanks a lot. Son's crying because Orange Cassidy got murdered by Mox.
And yeah, and it sort of closes the loop, doesn't it, as well, and sort of completes the heel turn that Mox was going to do before he went to rehab when he was going to murder
I
Orange Cassidy.
I think that heel turn is long
Oh
past.
yeah,
Like,
we just got to close the loop here. We just got to
ship
dot the
is
I's,
more than sailed. Awesome. So, first title change as well.
First title change, yeah.
That's
Yeah. Next up, we're gonna have. I'm gonna do the impossible for an AEW show and book a third women's match.
Fuck off. You're not allowed to do it.
So this is
I
gonna
say
be.
that I've got 3 women's matches on mine.
I mean, we're failing here. We should know better than this. I'm gonna do for the women's championship, Jamie Hayter versus Soraya.
Oh, that's.
And this is going to be a real conflicted one. You're going to have all of Soraya's family sat at ringside.
There's no way Jamie loses at Wembley. I don't think.
Oh no, Jamie Hayter absolutely wins.
Yeah. Jamie does a murder on it. Good.
Yeah, but she does it in front of her dad. Well, her dad has a big cry. So
probably eating a turkey leg while he's doing it.
we maybe don't put her mum on there because she had some problems with speaking out, didn't she? So yeah, we'll get she's got like brothers and stuff.
Yeah.
Also, we're gonna film something like Dark or something. Come up with Ricky Knight Jr. on Dark while we're doing these shows.
Yeah.
Because why not? We're here. We've come this far, so.
Do Ricky Knight Jr. versus. I'm trying to think who he'd have a fucking banger with. I mean, anyone really.
Anyone really.
Let's say Nick Wayne. He's about now.
Yeah, or Swerve. Swerve can murder another child.
Swerve does like killing people, especially
right, next up, we're into our second gimmick match.
Okay.
We're gonna have again. I'm my fingers on the pulse here of UK culture. We're having the coronation ladder match.
Of course, we fucking are.
So there's gonna be a big old fucking crown hanging over the ring. This is for a future world.
Oh, okay. So what do you win if sorry, you pull down a crown to win a world title shot?
Yeah, it's basically the brass ring. We melted it down, turned it into a crown for the occasion.
Okay, sounds good.
You win a meal and Pizza Express, and you get title shot.
Do you get dough balls with that, or is that too much?
You do, but you got to buy your own drinks.
All right, yeah. The first one you get an Uncle Tony. After that, it's all.
Tony will buy you one like standard pizza, not the posh ones, and one order of dough balls.
It's literally just a margarita, dough balls, and a diet.
You can add toppings, but you have to pay for them.
Yeah. So who's going to be in the coronation ladder match?
This is just me having like a nice time. So it's Jungle Boy, Takeshita, Ricky Starks, Mark Briscoe, Wardlow, Keith Lee, Swerve, and Ethan Page.
Nice.
And you've got some threads coming through here. So you've got like Jungle Boy at this point. So at this point in the booking, I think Jungle Boy has maybe had his title shot because it looks like they're setting him up first.
I think they're doing a 4-way.
It looks like Jungle Boy seems to be more heavily involved than everyone else, so I think they may be focusing on him first. So he will have already had his shot, maybe. So he's like sort of, and maybe Christian stuff fucking with him. He's like punished Jungle Boy. Takeshita's obviously still knocking around Ricky Stark. These are guys who have had beef with MJF first, so they've got a reason to want to get back there. And then you've got Mark Briscoe, Wardlow, Keith Lee, just big lads. Keith Lee and Swerve have still got their shit going on, so they're gonna like take each other out of the match, maybe have a bit of murder. Ethan Page is also there because he was sort of knocking around the world title scene for a cup of tea when he before. So
yeah,
and I'm putting it on Mark Briscoe.
Nice.
So this is going to be like this is my sort of trial run for the Eddie Kingston feud when Eddie comes back. Is that we have Mark Briscoe? Like imagine the promos. Mark Briscoe and MJF gonna have like in a little time sort of mini like sort of feud.
Mark's like a really underrated promo, isn't he as well?
Yeah, and like again, I think the whole point of MJF's reign is he's going to cut these promos because like he's got these like 3 young fellas chasing him now, and he's going to be like, oh, these are boys, they're not good enough to step to me. And Mark's like, well, yeah, I'm a man. Come on, let's fucking do it. So
Yeah,
yeah, that's where we set that up. So yeah,
damn,
I really want to see that match. So that's why I put it on here. Um,
that's
yeah,
fair.
Mark Briscoe becomes the number one contender. Next up, this now you're gonna have to hear me out on this one because I think I've done a bit of research on this and I think it's possible.
Okay,
I'm doing a pure rules match.
yeah.
Bryan Danielson versus Nigel McGinnis. Now Nigel said he can wrestle again
You
in an
fucking
interview.
lunatic. Yeah, 'cause
It's
it was
it's pure rules. It's pure rules, so it protects everyone. Like no one's getting like fucking thrown through a table or nothing like that.
well, he retired because he got hepatitis and he's recovered from that, hasn't
Yeah, so he basically said I can still wrestle. I just like doing commentary. But then I think as soon as he gets to
he?
England and he sees that guardrail, something's gonna go in his head and he's like, I need to headbutt that really hard.
I'm surprised that you went for this, but it's a very well thought out choice, and I would lose my shit to see that match in person.
I think if you bring in because I was thinking like what do you do with Danielson? Like he's probably got Zack Sabre Jr. at Forbidden Door. Like so like, you can't do that. Like what do you do that means more to the UK fans? And it's Danielson McGuinness. That was a feud that was like blooded in the UK.
I've got a theory that they're gonna do Danielson Shibata at Forbidden Door
Oh
and
yeah, that'd be.
save Saber for this.
Oh, I mean, I would if we get to see because we're going to this undoubtedly. If we get to see Zack Sabre Jr. versus Bryan Danielson live, I will implode.
I mean, there's a few matches. I'll after this, I'll show you my card. Um, like after we finish recording. Just so you can have a little look. There's a few matches on yours and on mine that I'm like, in particular, I'm like, okay, yeah, I would like that.
And goes over
So,
here like there's no fairy tale ending for McGuinness.
oh yeah,
He sends it back to
does,
the commentary desk.
does Danielson get a screwdriver out and fix the home?
No, I think they have a relatively. You can have Danielson cheat to win if you want because
See,
he's a prick now, and you know that's.
yeah. See what I'd quite like from this, if they did that match as well, would be that after the match, McGuinness joins Blackpool Combat Club because
Like
he's
a Willie Uther sort of situation.
kind of, but more like kind of like as a mouthpiece, like Regal was initially going to be before like they just
So
had Regal.
you can have them like hug after the match maybe, and like yeah, McGuinness walks up the ramp with Danielson.
Have them hug after the match and then have like Mox, Yuta and Claudio come out and Claudio's got like one of those custom made jackets that he got for all the boys.
I mean that's very New Japan, but I'm into it.
Yeah, cool.
Right now we're into the three main events with triple main event in this one because these are three big matches. Um, yeah. So first up, main event number one for the IWGP US Championship, Kenny Omega versus Ospreay 3.
Woo!
Kenny wins a Forbidden Door, and now here Will Ospreay beats him clean.
Nice, nice. I'm down for that. Yeah. So just to pull the curtain back a bit, I was going to get tickets to Forbidden Door and go to Toronto, and then this got announced, and it just kind of scuppered that.
Yeah,
Um, so
I think there's every chance this happens as well. Because
I,
Will Ospreay's talking big about this being in front of his dad and how he really wants to be here and like put on a show.
yeah, I think Osprey's gonna have like a marquee match on the card. I don't necessarily think it's gonna be that one, but I do think he'll have some kind of a dream match scenario. Let's say.
Mm. And then after the match, this is my big surprise: Will Ospreay and Aussie Open are all elite.
Ooh, okay, I like that.
That's it. He's got the title. Aussie Open come out. Tony Khan comes out, thanks the fans, announces the inflated attendance number, and then says that United
One
Empire are all.
that 1,000,000
it's,
people.
it's in fact everybody in the known universe is inside Wembley.
He's just making up numbers.
Just say letters. It's not even like fucking numbers. The only
Does
person,
Tony Khan come out and set fire to the word Khan on the stage?
yes, no, he says
Okay.
the word rock weirdly, which is
Oh,
just even more bizarre. Yeah. The
yeah.
only person who's not present is Great O'Khan because he's going on like a sexual rampage through Soho at this point.
I was gonna say, oh, Khan's definitely just like in a fucking opium den somewhere.
He's become the new Jack the Ripper in the space of like 3 hours.
Yeah, he's just drinking absinthe with a load of brasses around him.
Right, on to main event number two. Oh, I'm going to head ahead some people with this one. We've got the Hung Bucks, those the Young Bucks and Hangman Adam Page versus CM Punk and FTR.
Woo! Faye's gonna hate you.
And do you know what's even worse, mate? I'm putting Punk over.
Oh yeah, you'd have to. You'd have to.
I just think this match is too big for like. Again, think how long it's been since we saw CM Punk in the UK. I think this match is too big not to do.
Put as love him or hate him, Punk's a guy who puts butts in seats.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not booking for me personally. If I was booking for me personally, I'd have Eddie Kingston squash MJF in like 5 seconds and win the title. But this is to pack the crowd. To break the records. This is what you've got to do.
Yeah,
And plus, I mean, that match has money written through it, like fucking Brighton Rock, hasn't it?
it has. I, I've noticed, if I'm correct in assuming this, that you've saved the gimmick match for your main event.
I don't have a good match for main event. No, I'm being restrained.
Have you only got 2 gimmick matches then?
Well, include the Battle Royal.
Oh, Battle Royal doesn't count as a gimmick match.
I've got a pure match, I've got a ladder match, and I've got an anything goes match.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
so don't try and play me, mate. You don't know what's going on.
No, I just thought that. That's all.
No,
So
so yeah, that's the big one. Punk and FTR win. I think Punk can maybe be the face here, like a little bit. It's going to be an odd dynamic, but I think the crowd will be excited for Punk.
I think it'll be like when the Elite come back and when they were in Chicago, everyone was booing them because they were pro Punk.
Mm.
I think it's gonna be like that. Like he's gonna get mixed reactions wherever he goes now. But also, I think they should just fucking lean into it and turn Punk heel.
Yeah.
He's
Right.
shown he's a fucking asshole anyway in real life. Why
And now
not?
the final match, main event
Super
number
excited.
three. I'm so sorry for this.
Oh no.
I'm doing Darby Allin Sting
Yeah,
versus MJF and Bill Goldberg.
you fucking piece of shit.
For a couple of reasons. Right. One, this is probably going to be Sting's last ever match in the UK.
Yeah, that's true.
He's retiring. He's retiring at the end of this year. Darby Allin's probably going to be in that position now where he's starting to push on MJF like real hard. So what's
Yeah.
MJF going to do? He's going to get the biggest, the baddest, the most Jewish killer he can find, and that is Bill Goldberg.
Yeah, that's fair. That's very fair. That's the kind of thing MJF would do as well. Goldberg will side with him because money in Judaism, I guess.
Yeah, money and Hanukkah. Fun fact about Bill Goldberg: he met his wife on the set of the film Santa's Sleigh, which you've never seen. His quality. So yeah, it's not going to be a technical classic, but it's going to be Sting and Goldberg one last time as well, which I think is going to be real nice. And Sting is going to get the win with a Scorpion Death Drop on Big Daddy G.
If you think Bill Goldberg is coming into AEW to do a job, mate,
Mate, Tony Khan's gonna open up the checkbook and pay him to look at them Wembley lights.
Oh boy, that's a hell of a card, man.
So yeah, there we go. A couple of things missing. No Kota Ibushi because again, I'm sort of like trying to book around Forbidden Door. No title match either because I think MJF defends the belt. So in this scenario, MJF defends against Darby the week after. So this is like the boiling point of this feud, basically.
I suppose though, like you could always, if with All In being a week late, sorry, All Out being a week later, you could always you could always book like where the winner of the ladder match is then in the main event of All Out.
I think you got to have it locked in before that. I think it's Darby. I think at this point, Darby and MJF are on this collision course, and that's why this match happens. And this is like Darby gets the big win here. He stands tall, and then MJF beats him the next week at All Out.
Yeah, that's it's intriguing. See, like that's changed like my way of looking at it because, and I've already recorded mine, so I can't even change it. I've already left something out which I was really fucking angry at. But that's an interesting way of looking at it because obviously they are gonna then build up to All Out. Almost, it's almost as if this is kind of like a bit more of just like a spectacle a shoulder match.
That's how I tried to book it. So it's like, yeah, sort of not necessarily everything's in storyline. There's a few bits and bobs that are weaving in, but we're not concerned about where everyone's at in the company at this point. It's kind of like a sort of, it's like Clash of the Castle. It's kind of like a mega house show.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. That's a really good card, that man. If any of those matches get on, I'd be very happy.
I'm gonna email this to Tony Khan like immediately after following this. So
I I am definitely going to email mine to Tony Khan because there's something that he's just about crazy enough to do. Just might need being told what it is. Um, a couple of big omissions there as well. No Roosh.
no, I did have LFI on
I
the pre-show, but I had to scratch them. They were gonna murder Silver and Reynolds on the pre-show.
Yeah, I I defo would like Roosh on that card. Like maybe not in the way that Troy did it last week because that
We'll
upset
do
me.
we'll
Um,
do a Ring of Honor show at the Electric Ballroom like the night before or something and put him on that.
I I pitched that to Troy. I said I wanted to do like ROH and like the Electric Ballroom, or better yet, Liverpool Olympia,
Come back to the home. Come back
the,
home.
the home of ROH in the UK, according to us. Um, also, fun fact: AJ Styles' favorite venue.
Really?
He politicked to get it in the TNA game
Oh, fair.
because he said it's his favorite venue to wrestle. Um, but yeah, that was awesome, man. I really,
Yeah, no,
really,
thanks for having us, man. It was really good fun.
yeah,
I had like seven like meltdowns when I was trying to put this together, and like I said, it was really difficult. Like just trying to cram everyone on. Like it must be hard for actual Tony Khan to have this roster be like I couldn't even put Taya Valkyrie in here because like I couldn't find anywhere for her. I didn't want to just put her in like a multi-man match or anything like that. So
yeah,
yeah, it was difficult, and I need Liz Evo there. Like that's non-negotiable. So Jay Cargill's still the champion. Ty's gonna take it off her or the week later. So maybe Ty is just watching from the crowd. Maybe she just like you just see her like in the crowd having a good time with some popcorn.
yeah. No, that's fair. So before we go, where can people find us on social media, please, darling?
Oh, the fuck do I know? Untitled Rest Pod, Untitled Wrestling Pod, stuff like that. I don't fucking do it.
Yeah.
Go on
Um.
Discord and like tolerate our bullshit, and it's all on there. So
Yeah. So it's Untitled Wrestling Podcast on uh. You fucking hell. Untitled Wrestling Podcast on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram, and Untitled Wrestling Pod on Twitch, Twitter, and Discord.
that's the one.
Um. Yeah. Thanks for joining us and putting up with our bullshit, guys. Bye.
See ya.